Namaste Yogis. Good evening and welcome to yet another episode of Yoga with Goga, Peak of the Week. Yes, the advanced season. Today we are going to explore a sitting posture. How you doing? Today I'm just trying to set up my recorder so that we see. I need to get my recorder, because I need to record my. Anytime you hear the word yoga, this is one of the postures that usually comes into people's head automatically. You just can't even help it. It's a very dangerous posture, that's for sure. It takes a lot of hip flexibility just to be able to execute this posture. Don't try this without the guidance of a yoga instructor, okay? People have broken their feet because of this posture, alright? But I've given you a caution. Let's just see what it's going to look like, okay? On your mats, get ready, let's do this. The asanas are the epitome of strength, beauty, grace, and maybe some occasional weirdness. Namaste Yogi. My name is Goga, kinda like yoga. In the last year, I have shared with you foundational postures in yoga. Today, my mission is to usher you into the world of advanced postures. It is what yoga postures become when they grow up. Enjoy the practice. Anyway, I don't mean to scare you. How do we get into Padmasana? Alright, so coming to half lotus. So I'm already in half lotus. Yeah, gosh, I'm already in half lotus. What am I telling you guys to come into half lotus? Yeah, so coming to Dandasana. Dandasana, you come into sitting like this, or staff pose. We call it staff posture or Dandasana. And then you bring your hands next to your hips there. Try to make sure that you're grounding your sitting bones nicely so that you can easily access the ground and stuff, alright? And then bring your hands next to your hips and then just gaze towards your toes which are flexed, so point them here. You're just trying to find some bit of grounding here before we proceed with the posture. Alright? Are we here yet? Good. And then from here, I want you to bend your right foot and come into half lotus. So ideally you want to bring your right heel where your left hip crease is. And then there. So this will take some bit of time. So try to do that. So you try to rest it here for a bit. Okay? I'm going to give you a front view so that you're able to get. And then you're going to bend the other one like this. So ideally you're going to look like this. So here, this one is resting on my hip crease. And then I'm resting this other one on the foot. So you can already see I already have my half lotus going on there. So I can already feel this stretch on the hamstrings here. And then just stay here in half lotus for a bit, bend the other foot and then rest the other one on top. If this is too hard, you want to get a yoga block. So you want to get a yoga block, I'm going to get a yoga block and then I come and rest it here just so that I'm able to support my knee. Because usually in these yoga sitting postures, you always want your hips and knees to be on the same line so that at least you're very sure that you have the stability going on there. So you can stay in half lotus here for a bit, resting your hands on your knees. This is the best way you can modify the lotus posture. I mean, I have no any other way I can teach you lotus. But this is the best way of modifying lotus posture by trying the half lotus. Yeah, so I've tried my right side. I can release that side. Oof, feels nice on the ankle. And then we switch sides. So again, I release and then I bring this other one into half lotus. So you bring the left foot on top of the right hip crease and then you can rest this other one here. So ideally the feet will end up pointing towards like the top, when you turn it like that, and then you are stretching this bit of the ankle. So you want to avoid this posture if you have an ankle injury and that kind of thing going on, alright? And then you stay here, trying that half lotus on the left side. Okay, perfect. So you can stay here for a while, taking a few deep breaths in and out, and then from there, then you're ready to execute the final and full expression of the lotus posture, which is the full lotus posture, Padmasana. Alright, so again, I'm going to start with the right side because it's always just easier for me to start with the right side. So again, I come here, I take half lotus on my right foot, like that. I take my half lotus there, and then look at this left foot. So the left foot is almost like parallel, almost parallel. It's not really parallel, but you can see it's slanting. So you want to take this foot into like half lotus as high as possible. So the heel is literally on the hip crease. And then I'm going to slide the left foot like that. The right knee naturally comes on top. And then you're just going to gently lift the left foot, and then you place it on top of the right. And then you can see what's already happening. So my feet are crossed here, and then I'm flexing my toes. So my feet are like resting on the thighs. Whew! This can be intense. So you want to avoid this, especially if you have a knee injury. And then you want to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Very good yogic meditation posture, but it takes a lot of practice to be able to get here. So you stay here, and then you can even adopt any mudra or hand gesture of your choice. Sending breaths to your ankles. So again, remember, modifications are perfectly okay. So you can modify this posture by taking half lotus and then just stay there. This is perfectly fine. Less is more in yoga. You don't need to push yourself like you're going to break yourself, you know. You don't need to do that. Be careful, be careful, be careful at all times. So you can stay in half lotus there. We can switch sides. Yeah, so you see, very easy. Just to sit on half lotus. This is perfectly fine, and you can even slide and just rest there. This is perfectly fine. If your knee is hanging on top like this, always try to slide a block or something. Just rest the block there so that they are leveled, okay? That's why we use blocks. Yoga blocks come in handy for postures like this, because the moment I place the block there, even in my half lotus, if I'm somewhere here, I can easily just bring it down like that, and that just get that bit of an extra stretch. So just play around with some of these props, because literally this is why we use props in yoga. So this is now half lotus. So you rest there, okay? So this is like resting there, all right? And then you gently slide the lower foot. The right knee comes down very slowly, and then you want to lift that foot gently and place it on top. Voila! You're in full lotus pose. So you can already see the tops of the feet are on the thighs. Oof, this is a very stretchy posture on the ankles. So make sure you've done proper warm-up before this. I literally practiced yoga, like a full 1 hour Ashtanga yoga sequence before I came to shoot this video. So you want to do like some very serious warm-up. You can do the sun salutations and see how that like takes you into these particular postures, because you need to stretch your entire lower extremities, the hips, the ankles, and that kind of thing. And then once you're done with your 5 breaths, it's a very nice meditative posture. Two more breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Last deep breath in, empty. Just trying to show you what it looks like, and then you slowly release the way you got in. So you take the left foot, and then you release the right foot. Oh gosh, yeah, get blood flowing back into the body. Yes, you can feel that juicy stretch on the hamstrings. So you just want to bring blood to start flowing back into the legs. They feel numb, they kind of feel numb right about now. Whew. Yes. Yeah, so that's like lotus pose in a nutshell. It's very hard, like, you know, it's very especially intense on the ankles, on the thighs, on the hamstrings. It's a lot, and even on the hips. So you really want to build that hip flexibility with those hip openers we've already done. You know, like the lizards, you can check it up there. The frogs, you can also look it up there. Those very intensive postures that you've been doing. So I'm going to do this one last time, but I'm going to bring in my blocks so that you're able at least to modify, and then you're able to see the dynamics on what happens when you modify. And then another thing, feel free to sit on a blanket as well. If it's too much, I'm going to get a blanket as well so that we can see what that looks like. The blanket will be crucial, especially if you want to cushion the ankles, because you realize that sometimes when you're like this, the pressure between the ankles and the floor is like so intense. So what I want to do, I want to say that I can bring in that aspect of at least easing the pressure on the ankles. Okay, so I'm going to get my blanket here, and I'm just going to, I don't need to use all the entire thickness of the blanket. And again, try to make sure that the hips are leveled, alright? Okay, good. So we start with half lotus, as I told you. So you can come into half lotus where you bring it like that. So if half lotus is not working, get a block. Naturally, I'm already upright, and the posture is already happening even in half lotus. Okay, but you know where we are going, so be careful. Move very slowly. Move very slowly and just move at your own range of motion. I'm trying to ensure my glutes are rooted on the floor, and then I take my right foot into full half lotus, pretty much, and then I wiggle the left foot out. The right knee comes down, and then there, voila, we're again back in full lotus. All right, and then I can even sit on a block just to be able to raise that lotus, and then the knees are resting on the blanket. Otherwise, I can bring myself on the blanket and just plop myself on the blanket as well. It's perfectly fine. So you can already see the dynamics of this posture. And then you can stay here, adopting any mudra of your choice. Try to keep a straight spine and back as you take 5 deep breaths. Relaxing, sending breaths to this bit because it may be on fire, but you also want to just take your time building into this posture. And slowly release the way we came out of the posture. Let's release the left foot first. Oof. And then the right foot. Ah, gosh. Yeah. Then bring back blood to flow back into the feet. Yeah, they feel numb, guys. They feel numb. Oof. Oh, gosh. Let those ankles get some bit of reprieve on the blanket. Ah, they need it. They need it. It feels nice. It feels nice. Yeah, then just try to bring back movement into the feet. Damn, these are a lot. These are a lot. And then stay here for a bit. Very nice meditative posture. Feel free to switch legs. So for me, it's easier when I start from the left side. When I try this other side, let me see. I can take into lotus, but I will struggle bringing the other one on top. But it's possible. It can happen. So I'm trying to work on the flexibility of this side. And then I can rest this on a block. And then I wiggle the other one, and then I can still bring it. But this is still work in progress. It's still work in progress because I still feel a lot of pressure on the left foot. My left side is a mess. So you can see the dynamics. Some people it will be easier bringing the other one on top. Work within the range of your motion. And then from here, a lot of things can happen. You can even try and see whether you can come into Utpluti, or what I like calling the scale pose. So you can even lift a bit. If your lotus there a bit, drop it down. Ooh, wow. Oh God. Oh yeah. Yep. Alright. And then I'm going to come back into half lotus. Whew, this feels nice. It feels easier. So stay on half lotus. You can even slide it into what we did at the beginning of this season. And that's pretty much the lotus posture. It's a very ancient yoga posture, especially in Hatha yoga. And it's like when you perfect actually the lotus pose, it becomes the best sitting posture that you can ever, have in yoga. In addition, of course, to the ones I've already told you, we talked about, the auspicious pose at the beginning of the season. We've talked about sitting cross-legged, just a simple cross-legged, Sukhasana. And of course, there's the lotus posture, which is super cool. I like lotus. Lotus is just chill. Like I'm just sitting here in lotus or something. Yeah, so you want to just see what works for you. And then the more you sit like this, you always want to keep the knees and the hips on the same line. And then you want to find that stability of the spine, and then you're able to sit into meditation. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Fill up. Empty. Namaste. Gosh, this was a lot. Take your time. Guide your own practice. And listen to your body. One of my favorite teachers always like saying, listen to your body. It can never be wrong. You want to move very gently into this posture. It is very dangerous, as I told you. You need to do proper warm-up before you do this posture, alright? And then there are a series of hip openers you also have to do, just be able to ease nicely into this posture. Alright, thank you so much guys for watching me. Thank you so much for the support you're giving the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so that you don't miss amazing postures like this. Give me a like, leave a nice sweet comment there, and then I will see you when you see me. Take care of yourself. Namaste. Bye.